Well, good afternoon, everyone. Several of us had an opportunity to go over and listen to the Supreme Court oral argument today, an absolutely fascinating experience for those of you who never covered the court. I thought it was certainly noteworthy that the arguments are going on for 3 days. I was the plaintiff myself in a pretty significant case before the Supreme Court about 10 years ago, and I remember us thinking, boy, this is a big case. They gave us 2 hours of oral argument. This is 3 days. I haven't done an exhaustive study, but I believe it is the case that this is the most time for oral argument since Brown versus Board of Education. So we all know it's a big case. The justices know it. And pretty much predictably, the judges that are thought of as being more on the left tended to pepper the lawyers for the plaintiffs, and the other judges seem to be more interested in peppering the lawyers for the government. No one knows how this will come out. Let me just say this about Obamacare. Whether it's constitutional or not, it was a single worst piece of legislation that's been passed in the last quarter of a century at least, and should be repealed and replaced with an entirely different approach. The other issue we're discussing this week, because the majority asked us to turn to the issue of energy and energy prices, is the question about what can we do to become more energy independent and to lower price of gas at the pump. I've asked Senator Enzi, who's our ranking member on the Health Committee, to address the health care issue. He was over at the Supreme Court this morning. And Senator Murkowski, who's our leader on energy, to discuss the issue of gas prices and energy policy. So with that, let me turn first to Senator Enzi.
Thank you. The Supreme Court, of course, is an awesome place to visit, and I hope that everybody in America gets a chance to watch a case that they're interested in. The justices are the ones who will get to decide whether it's unconstitutional in whole or in part. And today, of course, was the discussion on the mandate. But regardless of what the court decides, the American public knows that this is an unprecedented expansion of government regulation and requirement. And it's an unsustainable process that we've been put into that will raise prices, that already has over 11,000 pages of regulations, and at the rate they're going will take 8 more years to finish the regulations. A lot of the discussion on this is, does the government have the right to regulate? And the answer is probably yes. But does the government have the right to regulate and then force you to buy something so that they can regulate you? And that's the main question on it, and I don't think they do. And I think the American public, even according to the New York Times, which isn't one that usually agrees with me, says that the American people, 71% of them, think that there needs to be a change.